Hello, Eco Evo students. My name's Eric Bradley. I'm one of the librarians here at Goshen College. And today in this 15-minute video, I'm going to give you an introduction to the library in terms of biology resources. I'm going to show you how to search for some journal articles and give you some search hints and strategies and two particular, we call them databases, and two particular resources. And I want to show you also how to obtain articles through what's called interlibrary loan, which is a way we can get articles from other libraries to you free of charge. I want us to begin, and throughout this I will stop sometimes and have you do something alongside with me. So I'm going to begin by going to the library website. This is, you can do this one of two ways. You can go to our library.goshen.edu in your URL or search box in your web browser, or you can simply Google Goshen College Library, and it's the very first thing that comes up. Just see the Harold and Wilma Good Library, and I click on that link. So I'll go to library.goshen.edu, and here you can see the library website. You'll see at the very top here there's a search box that searches what we call everything, that searches our books and ebooks and our online articles. You also see some direct links to commonly used resources such as EBSCO, JSTOR, and CINAHL. You also see a list to all of our resources or databases called the A to Z list of databases. For this class, I'm going to show you something a little different. If you scroll down past our red box, if that's up when you're looking at this, you'll see three columns. You'll see one that says course guides, one that says events, and one that says Ask Desk. Underneath the course guides, you'll see a link to different classes that have a research component that the librarians are involved in. This is probably going to look a little different when the time you look at it, but this is in early August, and this is what's set up so far. You can see that there is one. I had just it will say, should say Bio 110, but it's for the Prairie Restoration project. So we'll create these guides. Librarians will create these guides and give you some shortcuts and some techniques on how to search. So if you search, and when you click on that link, it comes up to this page here. You'll see that there's either information here in the middle or that there's links on the side. And of course, with each guide, there's a librarian that you can email directly as you have questions. So you can see a link to email me. I want you to click on the link that says Prairie Restoration. And here we're going to have three article databases that you can look at, and we'll do some searches together. So I'm going to pause right here. What I want you to do is, in a different browser tab or window, go to library.goshen.edu, click on scroll down the course guides, click on Prairie Restoration Project, and then click on Prairie Restoration. Okay, good. You should all be here right on now at this page. We have three links I want us to look at. We're going to search in two of these today, Bio 1 and Gring File. Let's begin by clicking on the link for Gring File. And when you do this, you're going to have a login page. And it's going to ask you to log in using your Goshen email account. So when you click sign in, you're going to get this page pop up, and simply type in the same login that you would do for MyGC, GC Online, your Gmail, your Goshen Gmail, any of those logins. It's the same unified login across campus. This functions a lot like a Netflix account. Do my double verification here. Now this is something that we pay for with your tuition dollars. Research isn't free, and sometimes when things are free online, you should question, why is it free, right? Is it propaganda, or is it free for a reason? So we pay for these resources with your tuition dollars, and these are great resources because they focus down, they have scholarly peer-reviewed information, and they're more vetted to this college level research that you're embarking on. This search Gring files and a database set called EBSCOhost. You may have used EBSCOhost before, so I'm going to walk you through some strategies with this, and this would work the same in any EBSCOhost search. You'll see that there's three search boxes here. Let's begin by just typing in the first one. Let's type in the search fire fire management. So you can do a search in just one search box, just as you would a Google search, and you'll get search results and you can conduct a search there. These additional search boxes help you focus and refine your search a little bit more. So I want us to pay attention to that as we walk through a few searches together. So right now we have 1,696 results. I want you to go in and do a search in fire management as well, and let me know when you're there. Okay, so you can see the same results that I can see on your other browser tab. So when you do these additional search boxes, there's always a button to the left, and or not. And's going to narrow your search with an additional search term. So it's going to search articles that have fire management and another term, like invasive species. So you can see that narrowed our search. We went from 1,600 results down to 45 results. The word or is going to search anything with fire management or anything with invasive species. So that's going to narrow your result, or not narrow, excuse me, broaden your result quite a bit. That might not make a lot of sense for that particular search. Why search everything for fire management, everything with invasive species? Well, it doesn't make that doesn't make sense. But are there other terms for invasive species that we could search? So let's say we want to search everything with fire management and invasive species, as well as everything with fire management and terms like introduced species, or everything with fire management and non-invasive species. If you type in the word or in a search box, the autocomplete in EBSCO is great. It's going to show you some extra terms that you could use, and it will help you broaden your search. So go ahead and type in that word, type in invasive species, and type in or, and then fill in that, use that fill in the blank and do a search with me. I'm going to ask you how many results we got, and then I'll perform the search myself. Okay, great. So as you noted, we broadened our results to 56. Not a lot more, but depending on the terms, you can broaden it a lot. You can also use that or for fire management too, that you could find other terms. The third piece I want to show you is that word not. Not's going to exclude a set of terms from your results. So let's say I want to remove anything with the term herbicide. This is going to remove those articles that have that term herbicide in them. So by using that word not, it removed 6 articles that had that term herbicide. So maybe there's an example where you're doing a search and there's a particular example that you don't want to search, that you say, okay, I already know that, I want to put those to the side, or that isn't applicable to my research. You can use that word not to do that. So go ahead in that search box and as well have type in that search so it's not herbicides and click search. Okay, good. So we have 50 results. That might not sound like a lot. If we did a Google search, we might have 50,000, 500,000. But just because you have more results doesn't mean that they're going to be better. These databases are working with a smaller subset. It's like the difference between doing a search in Netflix and doing a search in YouTube. You're going to get a lot more results on YouTube, but maybe a lot of them are people, maybe they're, a bunch of cat videos instead of actually the movie that you want to watch, for example. It's just, this is going to be a smaller subset, so 50 results isn't bad. Also, you might want to look at all 50, or you might want to look at all the results in the literature, and so doing that is helpful. The last step here is obtaining articles. So in this search, you can see that article number 5 from Canadian Journal of Forest Research, that there's a link here that says PDF full text. Go ahead and scroll down and click on that PDF full text with me, and you can take a look at the article. So you can see here, you will find the article and you can find information for it by clicking on PDF full text. And there's also links. Each resource gives you links to email it to yourself or citations to yourself, other tools. I'm going to click back. Let's look at result number 1, however. Result number 1 doesn't have a link that says PDF full text. In this case, we can do something that's called interlibrary loan. I briefly mentioned this earlier. You can request this article free of charge, and we as the library staff will get this from another library, and we will email the article to you when we have it ready. The articles usually come within 2 days, 2 or 3 days. So you can do this by clicking on this request through interlibrary loan, and there's a form. The first thing you might want to do though is click this search catalog and other full text locations, because we might have it in another database. It might be in JSTOR, it might be on Bio1. By clicking that, you can see if it's there. But if it's not, by clicking on request through interlibrary loan, it's going to give you a form that gives your information and gives you the article information. And at the very bottom, you agree to copyright information, you click the green submit button. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and log in. You will say that you're a student and select what applies to you. And then don't go ahead and submit the article, but just click that and make sure that you're there, that you can see this. All right, good. The last thing I'm going to do is I want to show you a second resource with our last 4 minutes here, which is called Bio1. So let's begin by going back to the Prairie Restoration page. Go ahead and go there. All right, now that we're here, now let's click on this link that says Bio1, and we'll go into this resource. So this is a different website. What I really like with Bio1 is that it gives you a lot more full text than you may see in GreenFile, even though it searches a little differently. You can do a search with their big search box, or you can click on the advanced search and it will give you a pop-up with the 3 search boxes as before. Let's just begin with the big search here. You can see that with the search for fire management, we've found 8,000 results. That's quite a bit more than what we found before. Go ahead and do that same result for fire management and pull that up on your screen. All right, for the search example, I want to click on this advanced search here in the upper right hand corner. And you can see here, this gives us the 3 search boxes, very similar to what we had before. So let's go ahead and do a similar search of what we did in GreenFile, and I'll keep this up here for a second. So go ahead and do this search for fire management and invasive species, not herbicides. And let me know how many results you got by doing this search. Okay, so we got 2,000 results. Something else you can do with any of these databases, on the left-hand side there's different limiters. So if you want to limit to, let's say, the last 10 years instead of the last 50 plus, you could do that by selecting a year or looking at a single year. There's other limiters as well. With each of these, if your search results don't really seem like they match your search, this is where it's always good to kind of go back and retry your searches. This result here from 2011 looks like it would be a good fit. What you could do here is click download PDF. It's going to open that article up, and in this resource you can see the article and the information from there. And the search limiters and filters work very similar to GreenFile. I want to end by saying, if as you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. My email is library@goshen.edu.